The natural world gives us powerful language, but many of these words are easy to confuse. Welcome! Today, we're diving into nature, literally. We'll explore words related to landscapes, landforms, and waterways. These are words you might hear in geography class, on a road trip, or even in stories and poems. Let's listen as Liam, Aisha, and Ethan explore them together. Ford versus Eddy.
When I was hiking last summer, I had to cross a shallow part of a river. The map labeled it as a ford.
Right. A ford is a shallow place in a river or stream where you can walk or drive across without a bridge.
You'll see road signs for it sometimes, like river ahead. Ford may be impassable when flooded. It's a useful word in rural travel.
Now, eddy is something completely different. It refers to a little swirl of water that moves in the opposite direction of the main current. You'll see them behind rocks or at river bends.
Like when you're kayaking and you get stuck in a small whirlpool?
Exactly. For example, the canoe drifted into an eddy and spun around. It's a small circular motion, not dangerous usually, unless it's strong.
Ford is a shallow crossing in a river, while an eddy is a swirling pocket of water flowing against the current. Now, let's explore bigger land and water formations. Delta versus Gorge.
When we flew into Cairo, I saw the Nile Delta from the plane. It looked like a giant green fan.
That's a great visual. A delta is where a river splits into branches before entering a sea or ocean, forming fertile land. The Nile Delta, the Mississippi Delta, they're often farming hotspots.
In contrast, a gorge is like nature's hallway, narrow, steep, and carved by water over time, like the Samaria Gorge in Greece or the Verdun Gorge in France.
Yes, it's often narrower than a canyon, but similar in that it's created by erosion. You might say, they hiked down the rocky gorge to the waterfall.
A delta is flat and fertile, found at a river's mouth. A gorge is steep and narrow, carved by flowing water, often in mountainous areas. Canyon versus ravine.
The Grand Canyon is still one of the most breathtaking places I've ever seen.
Absolutely. A canyon is a deep valley with steep sides, often carved by a river. It's massive and dramatic.
Now compare that to a ravine. It's also a deep cut into the land, but it's usually smaller and more wooded.
So, like a miniature canyon?
Exactly. In a sentence, you might hear, "The trail winds along a ravine filled with wildflowers and moss." Ravines often form after heavy rainfall.
Think of canyons as the grand, wide valleys with towering walls. Ravines are the smaller, narrower cousins, often filled with vegetation. Precipice versus Butte.
I saw a climber on Instagram standing at the edge of a cliff. It looked terrifying.
That would be a precipice. It's a very steep or even vertical cliff face. The word often adds a sense of danger or drama.
Like, she stood at the precipice, staring down into the foggy abyss. You wouldn't want to slip.
Exactly. Now a butte is different. It's a tall, flat-topped hill with steep sides. You'll see them in places like Utah or Arizona.
Right. A butte stands alone, rising up from flat land, like a giant stone table. Think of it as nature's sculpture.
You could say, the butte towered above the prairie, catching the last light of the sunset.
A precipice is a dangerous drop-off, while a butte is a steep, flat-topped hill that rises by itself, often found in desert landscapes. Prairie versus fallow.
Driving through the Midwest, you see miles of prairie, flat land covered in grasses and wildflowers.
It's beautiful and open. A prairie is like a natural grassland, often with few trees.
Now if we're talking farmland, there's another word, fallow. That's when land has been plowed but left unplanted.
Yes. Farmers leave land fallow to let the soil recover its nutrients. A common description would be a fallow field, or even metaphorically, a fallow period in his career, meaning a time of inactivity.
So prairie is untouched, natural land, while fallow is farmland taking a break.
Exactly. You could say, after years of heavy planting, the farmer let the southern field lie fallow for a season.
A prairie is a natural grassland, open and flat. Fallow refers to farmland that's been purposely left unplanted to restore fertility, sometimes used metaphorically too. Can you use any of these words in a sentence? Here's one to inspire you. After months of hard work, she welcomed a fallow week to rest and recharge. Now it's your turn. Say it out loud or write it in the comments.